Imagine this. You are sitting at your dinner table, enjoying what you believe to be a healthy and harmless plate of food. The day has been long, and your body craves nourishment, comfort, and rest. You finish your meal, go to bed expecting a night of strength, of recovery, and perhaps even intimacy. But instead of waking up refreshed, you notice something disturbing. Your energy is low, your body feels sluggish, and the confidence you once carried quietly begins to fade. And the truth is, it might not be your age that is weakening you. It could be one very specific vegetable you are eating at the wrong time of the day. As a urologist who has spent decades caring for men just like you, men over 60 who want not just to survive but to thrive, I must tell you something that many doctors avoid saying out loud. Your plate may hold the very thing that is silently robbing you of your strength as a man. And I'm not speaking of sugar, alcohol, or cigarettes, although those are dangerous too. No, I am speaking of something you've probably been told your entire life is healthy, even necessary. A vegetable that, when eaten at the wrong time, may work against your body's natural rhythm, draining your circulation, disturbing your hormones, and sabotaging the firmness and confidence you deserve. Think about this carefully. How many times have you blamed age for your struggles? You notice your erections aren't as strong, your nights don't bring the same fire, your mornings lack vitality. You tell yourself, I'm past 60, this is just part of getting older. But what if I told you it is not entirely age's fault? What if the very food on your plate is accelerating your decline, tricking your body into a silent war you don't even know you're fighting? Men who sit in my office often come with the same look in their eyes, a mix of frustration and resignation. They whisper about their intimate lives, about the silent disappointments, about partners who no longer see the fire in their eyes. They confess the embarrassment of failing in moments that once defined their manhood, and many of them think it's inevitable. But when I look at their daily habits, when I study their diets, I see patterns that repeat like a cruel joke. I see the same mistakes. Men eating the wrong foods at the wrong hours, not realizing that timing can make the difference between strength and weakness, between a night of confidence and a night of shame. Tonight, I want you to imagine your body as a powerful engine. During the day, it burns fuel efficiently, transforming nutrients into energy, into blood flow, into testosterone. But at night, the engine slows. Hormones shift, digestion changes, your body begins its repair. And if you throw the wrong kind of fuel into that engine at the wrong time, instead of restoring strength, you choke it, you clog it. You weaken the very systems responsible for blood flow to your most vital areas. And here is where the truth becomes uncomfortable. Because while the world has told you to eat more vegetables, to load your plate with greens, not all vegetables are your friends after the sun goes down. Some can disrupt your blood sugar, burden your digestion, and interfere with your body's delicate balance of nitric oxide and testosterone, the very chemistry that fuels erections and virility. And yes, there is one particular vegetable, eaten innocently at night by millions of men, that could be the reason you wake up weaker, the reason your circulation falters, the reason desire no longer finds its strength. Now you might be asking yourself, how could something as natural, as harmless as a vegetable betray me? But nature has its secrets. Just as some herbs heal only when taken in the morning, just as some teas energize while others calm, some vegetables, when consumed at the wrong time, act like thieves in the night. And you, without knowing, might have been welcoming this thief into your body, night after night, thinking you were making the healthy choice, when in truth, you were weakening the very foundation of your manhood. This is not about scaring you. This is about opening your eyes. Because when you understand how food interacts with your body after 60, you realize that strength and virility are not lost. They are simply waiting to be protected, nourished, and awakened. And tonight, as you listen to my words, I want you to imagine the possibility of waking up with power again, of looking at your partner with the same spark you once had, of reclaiming the vitality you thought was gone forever. But first, you must face the truth. There is a vegetable you must never eat at night, and avoiding it could be the very step that brings your fire back. Now that I have your attention, let me tell you exactly what you will discover in this video. I will reveal the name of this common vegetable that so many men over 60 eat at the wrong time of the day. But more importantly, I will show you why it has the power to disrupt your body's natural rhythm at night, weakening circulation, slowing testosterone, and draining the strength you need to keep your intimacy alive. By the end of this video, you will not only know which vegetable to avoid, But you will also understand how timing, digestion, and hormone cycles all work together to either fuel or destroy your vitality. I will guide you through the science in a way that is simple and clear so that you can see with your own eyes how one small change, removing this vegetable from your nighttime plate, can make a dramatic difference in how you feel in the morning. But here's something even more important. This is not just about what to avoid. Along the way, I will also reveal how small, intentional adjustments to your eating habits can restore the confidence you thought was gone. Because every man over 60 deserves to feel alive, to feel strong, to feel masculine, not just during the day, but at night when intimacy and connection matter most. Think of this video as a map, a journey from confusion to clarity. Right now, you might feel lost, wondering why your body doesn't respond the way it used to. Maybe you've tried supplements, medications, or even blamed stress and aging only to be disappointed. But stay with me until the end, and I promise you will walk away with a secret most men will never hear from their doctors. A secret that has the power to change your nights and give you back the mornings you miss. Here's what makes this so powerful. I'm not just speaking from textbooks or research papers. I'm speaking from decades of experience sitting across from men like you, listening to their struggles, studying their habits, and guiding them to recovery. I have seen men broken by frustration, men who feared intimacy because they could no longer perform, men who believed they were too old to matter. And I've also seen these same men reclaim their strength when they made the right changes. Simple, natural, practical steps that anyone can apply. In this video, I will share one of those steps with you. But I must warn you, this information will challenge what you thought you knew about food and health. You've been told all your life that vegetables are always safe, always good, no matter the time. But your body at 60, 70, or even 80 is not the same as it was at 20. Your digestion is slower, your hormones shift, your sleep is lighter, and your circulation needs more protection. That means the rules have changed, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you will reclaim your vitality. So here is my promise to you. If you stay with me until the very last moment of this video, you will know exactly which vegetable you must never eat at night, why it weakens your erections after 60, and what you can do instead to restore power, confidence, and intimacy. And I will give you this answer not as a mystery left unsolved, but as a clear, direct revelation that can change your life starting tonight. But let me also leave an open door, a little mystery that I will only close at the very end. Because while I will reveal the name of the vegetable, I will also share a surprising truth. Something about this food that can actually be good for you, if taken at the right time of the day. That is the twist most men don't know. It is not that the vegetable is always bad. It is that you must understand when your body welcomes it and when it rejects it. So, as you listen now, imagine yourself walking this path with me. Imagine that by the time this video ends, you will not only know what to avoid, but also feel empowered, clear, and ready to take control of your nights again. This is not theory. This is not just advice. This is the lived reality of countless men I've helped, and it can be your reality too. So keep listening closely, because the answer, the key to restoring your virility and protecting your nights, is coming. And I promise you, it will surprise you. Let me speak to you not just as a doctor, but as someone who truly understands what you are going through. I have spent decades in consultation rooms looking into the eyes of men over 60, men who once stood strong in their youth and now find themselves wondering, what happened to me? The truth is, I know what it feels like to carry the weight of expectation, to want to be the man your partner deserves, and to silently question your own body when it doesn't respond the way it used to. I want you to know, you are not alone. In fact, we are more alike than you might think. I may be a physician, but I'm also a witness to the very same fears, doubts, and challenges that thousands of men face. I have heard the whispered confessions, the unspoken frustrations, and the quiet shame that too many carry in silence. And every time, I make sure to remind them of one powerful truth. Getting older does not mean losing your manhood. It means learning how to protect it in a smarter, wiser way. When I say we, I mean us, because this is not just your fight. It is the fight of every man who reaches 60 and beyond, and it is my fight as your doctor, your guide, and your ally. Together, we face the same enemy, the myths that surround aging, the lies that tell you strength and virility vanish with time, and the habits that quietly drain your body without your awareness. I still remember one of my patients, a gentleman named Robert. He was 68 when he walked into my office, shoulders slumped, eyes heavy with defeat. He told me, "Doctor, I think my life as a man is over. I can't perform, I can't satisfy my partner, and I feel like a shadow of who I used to be." I listened carefully, not just to his words, but to the pain behind them. And when I looked at his lifestyle, his diet, and the way he treated his body, I knew he had been sabotaged by small but deadly mistakes. Among them was this very vegetable, eaten almost every night, slowing his circulation and disrupting his hormonal balance. After guiding him, after helping him change just a few things, nothing extreme, nothing impossible, Robert returned to me 3 months later with a different light in his eyes. He stood taller, his voice carried more strength, and with a smile he said, "Doctor, my nights are no longer filled with shame. They're filled with life again." This transformation is not unique to him. I have seen it happen with countless men who finally understood that the power of their manhood is not gone. It is simply waiting to be awakened with the right knowledge. And that is why I am here speaking directly to you, because I want you to feel that same fire returning to your life. I want you to see yourself not as a man in decline, but as a man stepping into a wiser season, armed with the understanding of how your body works after 60. As a urologist, my authority does not come only from medical degrees or years in hospitals. It comes from walking side by side with men who have trusted me with their most intimate struggles. It comes from studying the science of circulation, hormones, and sexual health, and translating that knowledge into simple steps that any man can apply. And it comes from never forgetting that behind every patient is not just a body, but a heart, a relationship, a desire to be seen and respected as a man. I want you to see me not as a distant doctor in a white coat, but as a guide who has walked this path with many before you. When I tell you that one vegetable, eaten at the wrong time, can weaken your erections after 60, I am not trying to scare you. I am trying to give you the power of awareness, the kind of awareness that allows you to take back control. Because I believe this. Every man deserves to look at himself in the mirror and see strength. Every man deserves to look at his partner and feel confidence. And every man, no matter his age, deserves to know that his body can still serve him with vitality and virility. So, as we continue, remember that I am not just revealing information. I am standing with you as proof that change is possible. You can be stronger, more confident, more alive than you have been in years. And together, we are going to uncover the truth that will help you reclaim the man you are meant to be. Let's take a closer look at what really happens to your body once you pass 60. Too often, people talk about aging as if it is one single process, a slow fading of strength that cannot be stopped. But as a urologist, I can tell you that aging is not a single enemy. It is a collection of small changes, shifts in hormones, in circulation, in digestion, in sleep, that add up to shape how you feel, how you perform, and how alive you are at night. And if you don't understand these changes, if you ignore them, you allow them to quietly rob you of what makes you feel like a man. One of the most important changes is in blood circulation. Erections are not only about desire, they are about blood flow. The moment your arteries lose flexibility, the moment your nitric oxide levels decline, the blood that once rushed with ease into your most vital area struggles to get there. After 60, this is the silent truth. Your vessels are more fragile, your circulation slower, and every choice you make in what you eat, drink, and do either helps that blood flow or blocks it. Hormones also shift dramatically. Testosterone, the hormone of vitality, confidence, and strength, begins to decline gradually with each decade. But it is not just the amount of testosterone that matters. It is how your body uses it. At night, your body is designed to repair itself, to rebuild, to balance hormones. But if your digestion is heavy, if your blood sugar spikes at the wrong hour, this repair process is interrupted. Instead of restoring testosterone, your body fights against imbalance. And what do you feel? You feel weaker, slower, less confident, and unable to perform when it matters most. Now let's talk about digestion. At 20, your body could handle almost anything late at night. Pizza, bread, heavy meals. But after 60, your stomach and intestines do not work the same way. Digestion slows, the gut becomes more sensitive, and foods that once seemed harmless now create bloating, acidity, or even silent inflammation that disrupts your sleep. And when your sleep is disturbed, your body cannot rebuild. Remember this: erections are not born only in the bedroom. They are born in your blood vessels, in your hormones, in your rest. Without proper sleep and repair, no pill or supplement can bring back what your body is losing. This is why timing matters so much. A food that may nourish you during the day can become poison at night. During the day, your body burns calories, uses sugar, and processes nutrients actively. At night, your system slows, prioritizing repair and hormone balance. If you introduce a food that spikes your blood sugar, forces heavy digestion, or interferes with nitric oxide production, you are effectively telling your body, do not repair tonight, do not restore, do not fuel my manhood. And the next morning, you feel the weight of that decision. I want you to think about how many times you've dismissed these signs. You wake up tired, you notice your erections are weaker, you think it's just age, but age is only part of the story. The truth is, your body is responding to what you give it. And the sad reality is that most men are giving their bodies the wrong signals without even realizing it. Let me be very clear. When you ignore these signals, the consequences go beyond intimacy. Weak circulation is a sign of deeper problems in your arteries, problems that increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, and diabetes. Low testosterone is not just about erections. It affects your mood, your energy, even your memory. Poor digestion and bad sleep are not just inconveniences, they are the cracks in the foundation of your health. And all of these cracks can start with something as simple as eating the wrong food at the wrong time. I tell my patients this: your body after 60 is like a wise but fragile system. It can still serve you powerfully, but only if you respect its rhythm. If you continue treating it like you did at 20, ignoring its limits, you will pay the price. But if you adapt, if you understand its new needs, you can experience strength, virility, and intimacy deeper than you imagined possible at this stage of life. And that is why this vegetable matters. You may think, it's just food, how much harm could it do? But night after night, the wrong choice compounds into fatigue, low desire, and weaker erections. And with time, it becomes not just a personal frustration, but a silent message to your body that you are surrendering your manhood. But you do not have to surrender. Not now. Not ever. Now that we understand what happens inside your body after 60, let us go deeper into the heart of this matter. I want to guide you through the key elements that decide whether your nights are filled with strength or frustration, and show you how one wrong choice, this vegetable eaten at the wrong time, can sabotage everything you work so hard to protect. First, let us talk about blood flow. Because without blood flow, there is no life in your erections. Imagine your arteries as a series of roads leading directly to your most vital organ. When you were young, those roads were wide open, smooth, and flexible. Blood rushed through them like traffic on a clear highway. But after 60, those same roads begin to narrow. They collect debris in the form of cholesterol, sugar damage, and inflammation. And what does this vegetable do when you eat it at night? It forces your body into a blood sugar spike, tightening those roads even further, slowing the very traffic that should fuel your masculinity. Instead of flow, you get congestion. Instead of power, you get weakness. The second element is digestion. This vegetable, when eaten at night, is not processed the same way it is during the day. Instead of energizing you, it becomes heavy, like a weight pressing down on your stomach while you sleep. Your digestive system works overtime when it should be resting, and this steals energy from the processes that matter most: hormone repair, circulation renewal, and cellular restoration. You wake up not refreshed but drained, as if the night betrayed you. The third element is hormonal balance. Testosterone is at the core of your manhood, and your body naturally restores and balances it while you sleep. But when your insulin spikes from the sugar in this vegetable, your testosterone takes a direct hit. Insulin and testosterone are like opposing forces. When one rises at the wrong time, the other falls. So by eating this vegetable at night, you are not only disturbing your blood flow but also lowering the very hormone that defines your masculinity. This is why so many men wake up without morning erections, believing it is age, when in fact it is the sabotage of nightly choices. Now let me tell you a story. A patient of mine, Eduardo, 71 years old, came to me with deep frustration. He said, "Doctor, I love vegetables. I eat them every night because I want to stay healthy. But my strength as a man has vanished. I can't remember the last time I woke up with desire." When we reviewed his diet, I found that he was faithfully eating this exact vegetable almost every evening, believing it was protecting him. The truth was, it was draining him. I asked him to make one change: Stop eating it at night. Move it to his lunch plate instead. Within weeks, Eduardo returned with a smile I will never forget. He said, "Doctor, I feel like a different man. My energy is back and my nights have come alive again." This is not magic. This is biology. Your body is designed to respond to rhythms. When you respect those rhythms, you unlock energy and virility. When you ignore them, you suffer. The vegetable itself is not evil. It even has benefits during the day, but at night, it becomes your enemy. And let us address another truth. Many men believe that pills are the only solution. They think strength comes from a blue tablet, something quick and temporary. But the real foundation of erections, of intimacy, of confidence, lies in the daily choices you make. Pills can give you moments, but only your habits can give you a life. That is why removing this vegetable from your nighttime routine matters. It is not just about avoiding weakness tonight, it is about building strength for every night that follows. Here is something else to remember. Your partner notices. Even if they never say it, they see the difference in your energy, your desire, your confidence. Intimacy is not just physical, it is emotional, it is spiritual. When you are strong, they feel safe, loved, connected. When you are weak, distance grows. And all of this can change with something as small as choosing the right foods at the right time. So as you listen, imagine what it would feel like to wake up in the morning with strength again, to look at yourself in the mirror and feel alive, to walk into your bedroom at night without fear, but with confidence. This is not a dream. It is the natural result of aligning your body with its rhythm and protecting it from the foods that work against it. And soon, I will tell you exactly which vegetable this is. But remember, knowing the name is not enough. You must understand why. You must feel the truth of how it works against your body, so that when I reveal it, you never forget, and you never allow it to steal from you again. You have waited patiently, and now it is time to open the final door. I promised you from the beginning that I would reveal the vegetable that so many men over 60 eat at night, unaware of how it silently weakens their erections and drains their vitality. And the truth is this: that vegetable is the potato. Yes, the same potato that has been on your plate for decades, the same potato that many people call a staple of dinner. At first glance, it seems harmless, even healthy. But here is what most men do not realize. When eaten at night, potatoes, whether boiled, baked, or mashed, act almost like sugar inside your body. Their high glycemic load quickly spikes your blood sugar levels, forcing your insulin to rise. And when insulin rises at the wrong time, testosterone falls, nitric oxide weakens, and circulation slows. This is why so many men wake up the next morning without desire, without energy, without the strength they hoped to carry into their day. It was not age alone. It was not destiny. It was the silent sabotage of a food that should never have been eaten at night. Now, let me be clear. Potatoes are not evil. In fact, when eaten in moderation at the right time of day, especially at lunch, they can provide energy, vitamins, and even support muscle function. But at night, after 60, they become the enemy of your manhood. Your slower digestion, your shifting hormones, your fragile circulation all combine to make this simple vegetable a thief of vitality in the dark. I still remember a man named Thomas, 72, who told me, "Doctor, I eat clean, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Why am I still struggling?" When I asked him to describe his dinners, he smiled and said, "Nothing bad, just grilled chicken with mashed potatoes." Night after night, he thought he was making the best choice. But it was that innocent plate of potatoes that was holding him back. When he shifted them to lunchtime and replaced his dinner starch with lighter vegetables rich in fiber and antioxidants, like spinach or broccoli, his body began to change. Within weeks, his nights regained their fire. His mornings returned with desire. His confidence was reborn. And that is the truth I want you to take with you tonight. Because knowledge without action is nothing. You now know the vegetable that weakens erections after 60 when eaten at night. But knowing is not enough. You must act. Remove it from your dinners. Save it for the day when your body is active, when your metabolism burns faster, when your testosterone is not at risk. Protect your nights, because your nights are where your strength is built, where your intimacy lives, where your identity as a man is affirmed. I want you to imagine the difference. Tonight, instead of filling your plate with potatoes, You choose lighter, smarter options. You give your body the chance to rest, to restore, to rebuild. You wake up tomorrow morning not with weakness, but with strength. You look in the mirror and see a man who has not surrendered to age but has mastered it. You look at your partner, and the spark that once seemed lost flickers alive again. And as days turn into weeks, you notice not just changes in the bedroom, but in your energy, in your mood, in your confidence. This is the power of one choice, repeated consistently. Remember, my goal as your doctor, as your guide, is not just to tell you what to avoid, but to remind you of what is possible. You are not finished. Your masculinity, your vitality, your intimacy, they are still within you, waiting to be awakened. But they depend on the decisions you make today, tonight, and every night that follows. So here is my final message to you. Protect your nights as if they were sacred. Guard your plate with the wisdom of a man who knows that strength is not lost with age, it is lost with neglect. And the opposite is also true. Strength can be reclaimed. Intimacy can be restored. Vitality can be renewed, even after 60, even after 70. All it takes is knowledge, respect for your body, and the courage to make the right choice. And now, I leave you with a challenge. Tonight, when you prepare your dinner, when you look at your plate, ask yourself, will this meal fuel my manhood, or will it steal from me? And then choose wisely. Because the man you are tomorrow morning depends on the decision you make tonight. If this message has opened your eyes, if you feel the truth resonate in your heart, share it in the comments. Tell me where you are watching from. Tell me what part of this message spoke to you the most, because your story matters, your voice matters, and your journey is not one you walk alone. Stay with me, because in the next video, we will go even deeper into the foods and habits that either protect or destroy your virility. You deserve to know the secrets that most men never hear, the truths that can change not just your nights, but your entire life. Until then, protect your strength, protect your fire, protect your manhood.